when you asked that, it made me think of the song "Holding On the record. I feel like even hearing those lyrics every night as he sings it, I kind of feel like a burning away of all the dark that I feel kind of closing in, and I hope other people do too.
Hello again, Metal.de Shotsies, or here in Cologne with the mighty, the talented Ed and Dustin of Thrice, celebrating the sounds of Horizons West and East that were released over the last couple of years, bringing some emotional sounds, some introspect, and some social commentary. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. How are you doing?
Doing good. Yeah, we're kind of halfway-ish through our European run right now.
It's been great. Yeah.
Well, I'm really happy to have you back. I know it's been an emotional ride for a lot of us coming back from COVID, and then the world opened up, kind of embracing us, but then exploding again. And I think it affected also your lyrics and your personal lives. So from all the commentary, from all the emotions, from seeing fans again after COVID, but also having so much to say about the world, what's the most positive memory from getting into the studio from Horizons West and East, something that will always be a positive memory from those two records?
Yeah, I mean, those feel very spread out and very different because East was coming in the middle out of COVID and just was very slow going, getting kind of momentum in the studio. And then West was a very short period of really putting everything together and writing, and it was kind of intense and a lot of fun. I feel like definitely more fun. It just felt East felt it was such a heavy time.
Yeah, East was difficult because we didn't know if we were going to be playing these songs live, or it was kind of like that weird zone of not knowing how we were going to handle this.
Yeah, I mean, kind of my favorite memory that is getting the mixes back on West, because we did it so quickly that by the end of tracking, I had lost all perspective. I was like, I know this was good. I hope it's still good. And then we got the mixes back from Scott, and I hadn't heard any of it in like 2 weeks, and it sounded really good. So that was fun.
Okay, well, hopefully it inspires you to do more and come and visit us more, because we love the sounds, and I'm really excited for the emotional roller coaster we're going to enjoy later when you guys hit the stage. But you already said that things already changed between the two albums, and now that they're out. So I wanted to see if society changed around us, if people are listening to the lyrics and being nicer to each other, because I think Scavenger was the first single from East that was released in 2021, and it touches on kind of judging information. We're bombarded by so many truths and half-truths and information that's not relevant, but also valuing the bonds around us, if I got that right. So do you feel that society learned from that we are being nicer to each other over the last 4 years already?
I mean, I wish society would pick up on some of that a little more. I mean, sadly, I feel like since that record came out, and maybe it's just seeing it more, but there's just a rise of things that I thought were on the downtrend, and it's been disheartening to see. So, you can't change people's minds. I feel like music has the power to influence people in a deeper way, sometimes a less direct way, but hopefully sometimes it's getting past some barriers, some defenses that people have up. That's my hope a lot of times with things I'm talking about in the lyrics, and just I think the vibe of what we do as a band in general, that we want to be music for everyone and welcoming to everyone.
And I think hopefully our shows are a place for those people to meet and make new friends and feel at home in a world that maybe doesn't feel like home, So, yeah.
And I think that a combination of the two albums touches on one hand on the dangers around us, whether it's from within us or outside of us surrounding us, but also on the possibilities. So can we say that you guys are still optimistic, hopeful about the world going in a positive direction?
Yeah, I'm always a person that's trying to push hope for myself internally and for other people. I think there's a power to that sort of belief, even when the facts around you, that at least that you can see, seem like it's improbable that anything could get better. That's how it always looks before it does. So it's good to keep that perspective, I think.
Yeah, it made, when you asked that, it made me think of the song "Holding On" the record. I feel like even hearing those lyrics every night as he sings it, I kind of feel like a burning away of all the dark that I feel kind of closing in, and I hope other people do too. Yeah.
I think there's an element where a lot of the kind of darker forces in the world flourish when people lose that sense of hope. And so anything you can do to keep that kindled, I think, is great.
I think a lot of musicians bring that hope when we meet in a venue and enjoy their sounds, but then we leave the venue either being confronted by society outside or our job or our mental health or anything like that. So I love that the venues kind of hold that hope, but then sometimes we need something else. So what helps you when you're confronted by your darkness, either the internal one or the surrounding one? What makes you positive? What do you reach to yourself?
I mean, friends and family. For me, like reading things like that are outside of the exact current moment, that are maybe rooted, grounded a little deeper. Lately, I've been loving. There's a translation of the Tao Te Ching by Ursula K. Le Guin, who's one of my favorite authors. And yeah, I find myself going to that a lot. Also, Mary Oliver's poems are great, very grounded, very, they have a way of really stripping away kind of all of the stuff that's going on outside and just right here, right now, like what's happening. Yeah.
For me, I think making things, whether it's music or I do woodworking, sometimes that's a way to like block things out just because you get in your little creative zone. But I think just moving forward kind of is good. And then I had an issue. I like to skateboard. And I had an issue with it for a while because when I was really feeling down, it almost felt like doing something fun, like skateboarding was like truly trying to like drown out the noise, and in a negative way. But I had a friend that I talked to skateboarding, who I met skateboarding, and it was like, joy is like something that is infectious, and you should try to have joy and share that joy with other people. And it kind of like turned it on to my brain, be like, okay, I can do this and not feel like I'm just being like ignorant or like blind to the heavy things that are going on in the world. Yeah.
What's the Idols record? Isn't it Joy as an Act of Resistance or Rebellion?
Oh, yeah.
Well, guys, thank you for your honesty, and I'm really happy that you still find things to make you happy and surround yourself by positivity and drag us with you upwards. So I love that. But talking about the place that musicians have in changing the world, that sometimes you try and take that on yourself, do you expect it from more artists, from more people with pedestals to ask for that change? I know that music sometimes slides between the spectrum of escapism, but also calling for change. Did your expectation from artists, from anyone with a platform, change over the last couple of years?
I really think that everyone has to find the way that they I don't know. Everyone is a very different creature, different skills, different ways of seeing the world, different ways of communicating what they're seeing. And I think that there's a place, for Rage Against the Machine, and then there's a place for something that doesn't seem so on the surface, that is doing something else that person's gifted at. So I generally don't like being like, you should be doing more of this, and letting that be something that people figure out on their own. I don't know.
Yeah, I see that for you, and no, I don't disagree. I actually catch myself in being very emotional and saying things that I don't really mean. So I do guard. I don't voice a lot of what I'm thinking politically, as much as I would like to, but I'm having these conversations in my head constantly. But I do think I feel good being in a band with this guy whose lyrics have a very strong way of promoting kindness and a better way to live, and it. I feel like it communicates in a way that is less heavy-handed, like he was saying, and it feels good to be a part of that as my voice, I guess.
I mean, I just for me, it's very hard to balance the stuff outside of the actual music, because I can see how polarized everything is, and so not at worrying about success of the band as much as over saying something and losing any voice to some people, I think is the thing that I'm constantly trying to weigh out, because it's very easy to just be like, this is and and that feels really good, but is that the wisest thing for me to do? I don't know. So yeah.
Again, I appreciate that. I appreciate that you do speak up on some topics. I was wondering if you guys still have some sort of a clear message between songs on stage, something that you do feel so passionate about that you don't want the song to muffle that, and you want everyone to hear that in front of you?
We do not talk a lot on stage. Yeah, stage is very much kind of 99% music and us saying hello. Yeah.
Well, I'm also okay with that. I enjoy the sounds as well. Yeah. Something that I also enjoyed, and I want to hear about your experience. You are a band for 25 plus years already, and in 2023 celebrated the 20th anniversary of The Artist in the Ambulance that got a new reinvented version. You met up with some friends, got us some new collaborations. How did it feel for you guys to, first of all, look back at what the world was in 2003, how you guys interacted with each other and with the music? How was that nostalgic journey? Was it positive or emotional? How did it feel for you guys?
I think for us, revisiting that record and The Illusion of Safety the year before for a couple shows, there was something really holistically just good about going back, reapproaching that stuff, having so much space from it to where you lose some of, or almost all of the pushback of that's not what we are anymore, because you're trying to grow and do new things, and you get enough distance and you don't feel like you have to do that push anymore. And so I think we were able to really see all of the good things about it in kind of a new light, and I think reintegrate some of that even into the new record and going forward, I think in a way that felt natural to us. And I think it was a lot of fun overall.
Yeah, for sure.
Did anything feel less relevant 20 years later?
Sadly, I think there's a lot of political stuff on that record that feels very current. So
Yeah, I had a feeling. I think it kind of comes in the shadow of 9/11.
Right.
And I thought that 20-something years later, we're still living the same story, just different people. So it also made me feel some things that I wasn't sure I'm ready for. But I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward for more stuff. I was wondering if you have a favorite version from the two, the new one and the original one, something that you can say, I definitely like this one more.
I definitely like the new one more. I mean, the reason we did it is partially, we didn't love the mix in the old one, but part of it is just the way that we played it back in the day. We didn't know how to transfer our live performance into the studio as well yet. We also hadn't been playing those songs for 20 years, so there's just a looseness and a natural feel to the new one. I like my singing a lot better, obviously. So, I mean, I appreciate the old one, but if I had to listen to one, it would definitely be the new one.
Same. Yeah, same.
Okay, well, I love that. And I wanted to wrap up with some positivity, hopefully a message or some suggestions that you might have for our fans, for the media, for the industry, trying to make the world, the music scene a bit more inclusive, a bit safer for everyone, different genders, different sexualities, different ethnicities, wherever people come from, to feel more welcome, more invited, more safe, to join us, to be either the next generation of musicians or the next fan in the mosh pit. From your experience as musicians, as fans, as travelers, what do we need to do or stop immediately? Again, media included, industry, musicians, fans, to make everyone feel like they're part of it and they should be there.
That's a good question. I do feel like in this regard, like even though a lot of the world is in the cycle of shittiness, I see a lot of positive changes, at least from when we started playing. I think there was a lot more kind of rampant and even like unexamined like sexism in the scene. I feel like I used to see way more like kind of gals like getting assaulted at like shows or just shit like that. I think within at least the kind of scene that we played in, that stuff has improved. I feel like there
are more actions being called out.
I mean, I think there were actions called out for enough time to where there's just a lot less of that happening. A lot of amazing, like female-fronted punk bands and stuff that like was more of like a novelty almost at the back. Like, it was just like, oh, there's the girl band, and now it's just like fucking all sorts of people are killing it, and it's not that they couldn't before, but there's just it's more welcome and not seen as like some random thing.
Right. I think just support those bands. Like I feel like if those bands are able to tour more, if bands like where the scene is more inclusive, it just grows. And if you can support that in any way you can, that's huge, because touring is hard, especially now. It's expensive. It's, share the music. Yeah, I think there's so much good music out there. And yeah, I go see it.
Yeah,
go buy a shirt, go wear it, like, be a part of it.
And I think also just for both bands and fans to have the mindset of how many we don't have a lot of good communal bonds in the modern world. There's a lot of things working against that. And I do think that the music scene has the ability to foster more of that, to be a place that feels welcoming, even if it's people that you don't know, that there's ideas and things that are supported enough there where you can make it a safe place for people. And the more you make it that safe place, the more it becomes an actual like thriving place for you and those people.
Yeah.
Guys, I really appreciate your honesty and the call for change. Thank you for making the scene a bit safer and a bit more welcoming for everyone. I love the sounds. Cannot wait to hear more of Horizons on stage. As we said, West and East are out there. It's your 12th album, if I got the right count, because I know some of them are 1 or 2.
Yeah, correct.
Dustin, and it's been a pleasure talking to you. I cannot wait to see you guys on stage. Anything else you want to say to fans out there before we say goodbye?
Thank you for supporting us for all these years, and we have a lot to make still. So
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see you out at a show.
yeah.
Well, the amazing souls of Thrice on stages around us right now, and hopefully more music soon. Guys, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Cheers, thank you.